airfield. Oh, sorry, the airbase. Sorry, a bit of lag there. And no counter for that. The Vindicator. He just managed to take his Vindicator just in the air, and I think he wants to bomb Natasha. But if Natasha moves, then the bombs will miss and she won't die. She'll lose a little bit of health, but she won't die. So I think what Crunk is doing here, because you might be wondering why is this just circling there, is he's waiting for his Cryocopter to freeze Natasha. So Cryocopter is not only good as an offensive weapon, it's really, really good as a defensive weapon. Here comes the Cryocopter, but Natasha has laser sighted the seaport. So what's going to happen is that Natasha just manages to get frozen and dies. But that was so close. That was like, we're talking like milliseconds there. If I can reveal to you, if Crunk had lost the seaport, it would have been curtains for him, because he has no MCV. He lost his MCV with the good old Soviet 5 flak trooper and a twin blade strategy. So yeah, Quadcopters are so freaking good. It's not even funny. So now KoS on the back foot here. He's on a disadvantage. His economy suffered because of the Cryo Rush, and he's only got one ore collector working at this point. And same thing with Crunk. His economy is devastated because of Natasha Volkova doing a number on his refineries, and very effectively so. I think he has no economy at the time. He's got one prospector, which is yeah, is mining a dwindling ore mine. And the most important thing is that these Vindicators are out of play now, because Natasha took down the air bases, so a Cryo Rush suddenly is not really that doable. But he's got a seaport, and as all good players, you have to adapt your strategy. So I'm gonna fast forward here a little bit. He's building Riptides instead. So that's a really cool strategy. This V4 here, in the meantime, is going to town on on Crunk space. He has no land units, and he's got no MCV, so he can't build a boot camp or anything like that. So if you're Crunk and you're in a situation, sell your power plants and rush this V4 and get really close to it. Be really annoying, harass it. That's a really good idea to do that, because then these peacekeepers can actually take down a V4 rocket if you micro them properly. It's always a good idea. Here we can see a massive dolphin attack by Crunk. He's going for the kill, but as we can see, there's not much to go for on the water. Hence, Crunk, very importantly now, this is very essential for his strategy, he's built Riptides instead of Vindicators, instead of, using the Vindicators for the Cryo Rush. So here we see the V4. So powerful. This Peacekeeper trying to take down the V4, but not really going to work out. So Crunk almost losing all of his his land expansion, or his land main base actually, and he will lose it all. I can reveal to you. All he has left is a seaport and a power plant. And for our good Soviet friend here, he's got 2 refineries, a super reactor, and a barrack left. And the Cryo Rush again working its magic, and there's no counter for it at this point from KoS' side. Of course, if you guys get into the situation, I expect you to build bullfrogs and flak troopers, any kind of anti-air unit. If you're Empire, VX choppers, Mega Tengus, really, really good against Cryocopters and Vindicators and Apollos and what have you. So this one has been kind of frozen, so it's going still a little bit slowly. But here we see that like all of Crunk's land main is gone down, and all he has left, like I said, is these 2 buildings, and it's not looking too good for KoS right now because of the Riptides. They just managed to shoot it at once, and the ore collector goes down. And this one is about to share the same fate, I have a feeling. And it's just kind of like, yeah, there's not much that KoS can do about it. He's trying to build a group of flak troopers to counter the Riptides and the Cryocopter. And I don't know, in this case, you have to go for the Riptides, because the quadcopter on its own can't do anything. That's the funny part. The quadcopter is useless on its own. It's only if there's a backup unit like a Riptide or a Vindicator that it actually can do any damage. But these Riptides are really effective, as you can see, against flak troopers. If you have the flak troopers in your control, you have to force fire on one Riptide at a time. So you press Alt, right click on this one, and then this one, and then this one, and this one. But in this case, it's a bit of a hopeless struggle, as you can see, because these Riptides are really good. They have machine guns, and these machine guns just rip apart flak troopers. Imagine take down one Riptide. And if you want to make it effective, I think what you do is you put the flak troopers in secondary mode and use the mines. The mines will be very effective against the flak troopers, in my opinion. Especially if you have like 7-8 of them. Ideally, you would want a tank or something that could take some punishment as well at the same time. But yeah, obviously KoS can't do that since he only has a barrack. Along with the group of units here, with the V4 rocket, KoS had managed to squeeze out a single engineer. And can engineers die if you squish them? Well, the answer is right here. On the water, you cannot squish any units, no matter how puny they are. So KoS managed to capture Crunk's seaport. I know, LOL, 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 crazy, crazy. And not only that, he's about to build a single two dolphins, sorry. While Crunk is bearing down on his main base, but at the same time, these dolphins are running back to their main, trying to take down. It would have been fun to see a warbear against a dolphin. I think the warbears can stun the dolphins. That would have been kind of cool. But now these dolphins are just wrecking the seaport, and KoS not able to take down the power plant, unfortunately. And he can't use any special abilities, any special powers, because he has no MCV. So I'm gonna fast forward here a little bit. Basically, it's a very slow game now, with KoS trying to take down these Riptides and using his V4, but not very well, if you ask me. He could have used his flax. He could use his flax as bait and then use the V4 to kill the Riptides at a long distance. But unfortunately, he was a little too hasty with the V4. He sells his super reactor to get a single conscript.
Mine's ready.
And here is the flak second ability. And you can see that it's so effective. A flak trooper will two-shot a Riptide if it's used as a special ability. So again, for you Soviet players, that strategy is really, really effective. So now it's curtains for KoS. Unfortunately, he only has a flak trooper left, and he's selling his buildings to try and get conscripts to counter the peacekeeper, the single peacekeeper that was left. But unfortunately, it's just not enough, because the quadcopter again freezes his last building, and the Riptide shoots it to bits while it's frozen. Hope you guys enjoyed the game. Hope the fast forwarding wasn't too obnoxious. I enjoyed doing this commentary. Some really